Don't forget the maybe, baby. So here we go. Is the relationship over if the marriage proposal is declined?
First off,
If she said no to the ring,
listen. So I'm saying bye-bye.
No vagina is whack or dry. You just don't turn her on. I'm jugular out the gate, bro. Let's get into this.
Dating someone you can have fun with is really unmatched. That's in my top 3. If I can't have fun with you, I don't even know how this thing gonna work.
hey, bro, give us the other 2. Fun and what else?
Nah.
All right, no, don't worry. It's all good. What else?
That's why you can't tell your brother stuff in confidence, because they go,
Let's normalize bragging about women like this.
Hey, now.
go back. I'm being honest. I feel like she started feeling the beat a little bit.
Are you guys brutally honest with your friends, or do you hold back in order not to hurt their feelings?
The honesty is not the brutal part. The brutal part is how the person perceives your honesty.
If you're dating a narcissist at Christmas, you had better run.
Maybe this will help. Will this help you?
Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget
Hey,
the
listen.
maybe, baby.
All
Don't
I'm
forget
saying is we need to get in the studio.
baby.
Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help.
I was ready. I had ready.
He was ready. Hold on, do it again, Mike. Slow motion. Cheers, ladies. And the 7 gentlemen that faithfully watch, we see you brothers too. Hey, to the man.
There it is.
What's going on, man? This Caribbean Mike is killing me over here, man. Excuse me, let me rephrase my confession. Caribbean Mike is giving me life over here, man. I feel like that shirt did that shirt come with an accent? I was just about to ask you if it came with an accent.
Yeah. Everything Irie.
Wow. Wow, you're a little too dark to be Jamaican. I think you like you're dark if you do dark to be Jamaican. Like that's a different kind of dark.
You're stupid. You're stupid.
Oh, Michelin tire color brother over here. Hey.
Oh man.
All right, fellas. We here again tonight, man. Everybody out there. We're gonna let Mike introduce and open up the show. Go ahead, Mike.
Everybody out there, hello. Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help, the podcast. We're talking about love, life, relationships, the good, the bad, and the alimony. We're glad that you guys came out tonight to sit with us, chat with us, and we look forward to maybe helping you.
Why are you squinting? What's up with this squint you've been doing like for the last few weeks, bro? It's just
Hey, that's what happened when you're a model, bro. You gotta get that. You gotta get that.
Ever since you got the I am, my that's that. The squint says I am.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Show us how to do it, Mike. Show us how to do it.
I got it from y'all light-skinned cats. Listen, I'm just listen.
So I'm gonna just start being like this the whole time.
Immediately.
Hey,
like,
that's not gonna help, bro. Somebody told me, said, "Who that chinky eye one over there? That chinky eye." I said, "What is a chinky eye?" Like this brother is Creole and Asian.
100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Man, we about to get this show started. We're gonna check in, and then in the meantime, we want to thank you guys for coming out. Like Mike said, go ahead and tag somebody who you want to jump in on this, man. We have to continue to say that because every time somebody tags somebody new to watch the show, like they're impacted. Like their first time they get to see, like, yo, I don't really get to hear this vulnerable type of conversation on a regular basis. Like, again, you know, the basis of this show is for you guys to get a sneak peek into what it sounds like when the brothers get together and they just talk. We're not really here to do a show. We're here to have our regular conversations. So it's kind of a mixture between presentation and conversation. We know you guys are there, so we're going to include you, but we're really talking like transparent and vulnerable like we do with each other. You know, we agree, we disagree, we chop it up, and if we come to a conclusion, we do. If we don't, we don't. We move on to the next topic. So tag somebody who you want to join in. The first hour of the show, we're going to be going over different posts we've seen online, posts that you've sent us to our email that you want us to discuss. And then second half is going to be videos that we're going to do the same thing, but we include you. If you have something of value to say, throw it in the comments, and we're going to put it up on the screen for everybody to see. So that's how this show is going to go.
Mike, hey, didn't you say you was going to sing a solo to open up the show?
So Johnny
You do the
did
Caribbean beat.
exactly what my spirit felt. Johnny did the soundtrack to what my spirit felt. That this nigga did not just do that to me. Golly, gonna
Hold on, Mike,
disappoint
I got
all these beautiful people here tonight.
I got you, Mike.
Yep.
Is that
You
a
ready?
ukulele?
Oh, hold on. Wait. Hold on. That's what we.
It's a. I got it for my birthday. It's a
Hold on,
ukulele.
I got it too. Hold on.
Well, we about to put on the whole concert for y'all. See, y'all came on the right night. You know what I'm saying? See, I got it. You can't see it. I got it sitting on my hip. You know, like the guitar people do, like a little bit of. I'm probably gonna go see Prince this week. Just put that out there. But yeah, man, I always want to learn how to play the guitar. These brothers, what is happening? You would show up with the on. Do any of us know how to play? Do any of us?
I know
a little bit.
We gotta get good on this.
I'm just gonna pose with it for a photo because as of right now, I'm taking no lessons, and just want to do a sexy pose with the ukulele on my shoulder.
Wow, not on the shoulder, and it don't go over your big ass shoulder.
And my hand's the same size of the. I've had sandwiches.
You need a bigger instrument. I'm sure you've heard that before.
I got some of your tribal beats ready for you, Mike. You ready?
Wow, tribal beats.
Hey, I can dig it. All right.
When you start accidentally feeling the beat,
bruh, since this nigga L ain't been working, he been looking for a job, trying to find anything to do.
Hey.
All right, let's go ahead and check in so we can get into this, man. I love y'all, man. I love that y'all just free to have some fun for a little bit.
Man.
Doug.
Go ahead. You started off then, bro.
Oh, I started off.
You started off.
Jeez, man, I be so busy leading. Sometimes I forget that I gotta do the stuff. This has been a good week for me. Let's see. This week, anything spectacular happened or out of the norm happened this week. I got a chance to sit down and talk to my mentors some more. So I think like my weeks are usually like kind of their routine now. I get my church in, I get my worship in, I get my meditation in, I'm setting my intentions. So things are flowing smoothly. So I just want to thank God for that. My energy, I'm still working on getting my energy up. But what I have shifted is that I'm not fighting it anymore. If my body needs rest, I've just been giving it rest. Saturdays, I'm like out of it, not out of it. Like, man, I can't get it together. I'm just like giving my body that time just to recover. I don't know what's coming down the line, but I really feel like God is telling me to rest, get into some study, eat and rest. And so whatever's coming down the pipeline, I just want to be ready for it. So, yeah, man, things are good. Any revelations I've had this week, I'm probably going to share later on in the show. But as of right now, man, nothing's hitting me. I'm just happy to be here. I've been in a lot of prayer. You guys know the whole job situation, just working in that environment, medical environment is fast paced. It's a lot of big decisions have to be made day by day. Everything's moving and shifting so much. I'm being stretched in my kindness. I'm being stretched in my patience. And I'm learning how to engage more with people in a social setting. You guys know I'll engage as much as I want to, and I'll go home or I'll go somewhere else. But I have to be at work. And so God is stretching me in that social environment. I know it's for a reason. So I'm just trusting him, and I'm just, just setting into it, man. But that's my week, man. That's my week. What about y'all?
Go ahead, Mike.
Me, I had a pretty good week. Started my my fast this week. So far, so good. It's definitely I think a shock to me and shock to my body. Just the type of foods I'm able to eat and not able to eat. You know me, I'm eating like beef and chicken almost every day. So to take that, I'm sorry.
Tom's? You eating Tom's every day?
100% Tom's, Tams, Astro Burger, the usual.
Come on, man.
Philly cheese fries with the pastrami.
Pickles and jalapenos, brother. Go ahead.
There you go. Nah, but and then cut out all sugar, all carbs. So it's difficult, but I'm the kind of person I enjoy a challenge. So once I put my mind to something, I look at it as you're not gonna beat me, not me. So
not sugar and carbs ain't gonna get the best of you.
No, they trying though. Denim had
giving
some
that
French
up
fries
is a
today. I was like, boy, boy.
the
I almost
disrespect
snatched
in
him
your
off the
face. I
plate.
feel like I can see Denim like eating it slow in your face, like just
100% and smiling.
that's you. That's you. Wow.
No, but things are good. And then I've been waking up and getting with God every morning and just trying to gain some clarity in this season and really just trying to stay anchored in the things He has for me and really diving into my purpose and the things that not necessarily that I want, because some things that I want, but I want to be sure that that's what He has for me. So,
Amen to that.
just living in that right now, man, and just doing that kind of thing.
All right. Dub Central, what about you, bro?
Oh boy. I've been.
I felt it. It hit me.
Yeah, I've been having my challenges, but I've also been having I've been having my challenges, but God has been putting people in my life to help me to smile through these challenges. And it's been good, man. I got to spend some time with my sister this weekend. She came in from Indiana. You know what I mean? Got to spend some time with my sister and my granny. So it was good doing that. You know what I'm saying? And then
let me ask you a question. Does Granny watch the show?
Yes, she do. Yes, she do.
Hey, Granny.
Yeah, so I got a chance to spend some time with her and my sister and my granny and my dad. And then when I took her to the airport, well, I not took her to the airport, I'm sorry, because they flew out. I didn't have to take her to the airport, but she left out on Saturday, and then I ended up picking up my niece on Saturday evening.
Wow.
So my niece is out here, so I got a chance to see her. I hadn't seen her in a couple months. You know what I mean? So I got a chance to see my niece. You know what I mean? That's cool. She'll be out here for about a week and a half or so. So I'll be able to spend some time with her.
Hey, my bad. I asked you that question and my mic cut out. Did you say Granny does watch the show?
Yeah, she does.
Did she hear about you getting that motorcycle from last week? You gonna get back on a bike? Did she hear that part?
I don't know.
I feel like I want to go and snitch on you. I feel like I want to go tell her.
Hey, but even if you heard it, I said last week, there's things that I would do, I want to do, but you know what I'm saying?
I recorded it, bro. It said you said sorry, Granny, because I'm getting a bike again.
Hey, see?
Nobody is safe with this dude tonight.
That's exactly what your brothers do. Just wait till that woman coming around and you don't want her to know that little secret.
Listen, I be telling on myself all the time.
Hey. No, but yeah, but like I said, man, I've gotten a chance to see my family and some friends, just people that's just been helping, trying to uplift me, and what I'm saying, at a time that going through little I wouldn't necessarily say struggles, but tests. I've been off from work for about a month now by choice, but I've been off work for a month now, and still just trying to take care of stuff that I need to take care of, you know what I'm saying? And then waiting for certain things to kick in, wait for certain things to flow like I want to. But, all in all, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I have my moments to where I'm just like, oh man, what's going on with this? You know what I'm saying? How come this? What's up with this? What's up with that? But, God is really showing me right now, this is the time that I need to trust Him. You know what I mean? Trust Him more than anything. And this is the time that I want to spend more time with Him. It's crazy because not too long ago, when I was still working and doing everything, I'm just like, man, I just want some time off. Yep. And the things that I said I really wanted to do in my time off was spend more time with God. I wanted to work on my stretching for my martial arts. I wanted to lift weights more, get back into lifting weights, and I wanted to work on my martial arts altogether. And since I've been out, I hadn't really been doing that like I wanted to. You know what I mean? And I don't want to, if God gave me this opportunity in this space and this time, I don't want to misuse it doing something where I say, well, God, if you give me this time, I'll do this. And then I'm not doing what I said I was going to do.
Man.
You know what I mean? So I put a plan together, and, you know, starting tomorrow, you know, I'm going to wake up early in the morning, you know, do some stuff early in the morning, first thing, you know, spend some time with God, and, you know, just really start my day off right, and do exactly what I need to do, you know, in this time.
I like that, man. I think that goes back to anything that you've prayed to God for. Like, give me anything, like a new job or more finances or a husband or a wife or friends or better health, you know what I'm saying, or easier commute. Like, what do we do with the things once God actually brings them into our life? Like, I love that level of just transparency you share, because it brings some conviction with it. Like, I'm looking at my life, like, what have I prayed for that I'm actually walking in? Am I doing with it what I told God I would do with it if he gave it to me?
Right.
It's good, man. All right. Y'all fellas ready to get into the show tonight?
Let's go. Let's go.
Do it.
I'm gonna ask you this real quick before we get started. What are you most looking forward to tonight, man? Before I put this first one up, what are you guys most looking forward to for tonight?
Offering.
Damn it.
Wow, man. I'm not gonna tell them how you use some of that money to get your hair braided. Yo, man, I am honestly, I think for me, the part I'm looking forward to the most is I love the videos, and I feel like Hazel, I'm gonna shout you out because she supplies us with all kind of videos and posts every week. She shoots me a text with a whole bunch of stuff, and we have some really good videos in there. So I'm really looking forward to, like I prayed before the show, that I want to get help tonight, and so I'm really looking forward to hearing y'all insight on one video in particular. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Y'all got anything before we get started? Mike's at offering. All right, cool. All right, this is how we're gonna start the show. Jesus, vegan Mike is gonna be hot tonight.
No, we good. We good.
All right, here we go. Would you date someone you're not fully physically attracted to? Would you date someone you're not fully physically attracted to? There's attraction. Yes. You're not fully. Tell me. Yeah. Wow, no hesitation. Tell me why no hesitation.
Go ahead, Doug.
So, for me, I say yes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we paint this picture in our mind. You know what I'm saying? We paint this perfect picture in our mind. It's just like, oh, you know, I want it to be like this, and I want this to look like this, and I want this to look like that, and I want these calves and these ankles and this and that and this and that. Right? See, I said that because I know you'd understand. So, so we paint this perfect picture in our mind of what we want. You know what I'm saying? Or how we want this to look from head to toe. You know, mind and everything else. You know what I mean? And if we get so stuck on waiting for that perfect picture, we'll miss out on God's blessing because we just waiting for that perfect physical picture. And some stuff, man, you might get it, you know what I mean? Or you might be able to work at it. You know what I'm saying? That person may be like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? I understand where I'm at, but, you know, can we work out together? Can we do this? Can we do that?
But the Lord is my shepherd and he know what I want.
Yeah, all right.
That is not what that scripture said.
That's not what he said. Okay.
I'm gonna have to agree with Doug on this one. I feel like I'm not gonna settle, and I'm not gonna go under what I know that I actually want. But that doesn't mean that by me not settling, that I'm all of a sudden 100% attracted to everything this person has, her nose, her shape, her whatever. I think that for me at this age, I think it's so much other stuff that.
How old are you, Mike?
I'm about to be 40, brother.
So would you go for this?
So it's a difference, between trying to choose my words wisely, God. It's a difference between being fully attracted to someone and being not attracted at all in any way. And that would be the category that queen would be placed under. Just blame it on the shirt.
Good. What
just
is
blame it on the shirt. Blame it on the shirt, brother. So I don't think that the 100% attraction is necessary for me. I think that I need to be attracted, of course. I need to be attracted a lot, but 100%, nah, I don't need it.
Okay, go ahead and answer that question, Donnie, because then I have a follow-up question to it right after.
All right, I'm gonna answer. I see people in the audience saying nope, and I was married one, and it didn't work for me. So here's what my answer to the question is: what does it mean to be fully attracted? Does that mean that there's something that I just don't like? Everything else I do like, but there's something I just don't like, and does that leave room for somebody else to come in with that thing? You guys heard about like that 80-20 thing. Like she got 80% of what you want, and there's that 20% she doesn't have, and you go looking for that 20, and then you lose the 80. Fully attracted to. In my goodness, I want to say that I wouldn't let that stand in the way of me. Nigga, I want to actually go read the post again to make sure I don't dig a ditch for myself. Would I date someone? Okay, yeah, I got to marry him. So yeah, I'll date him. And fill some things out. Because Dub knows, how I feel about ankles. And somebody asked me, does that mean all the girls you've ever dated had amazing ankles? I said, no, not at all. Like, it's not a deal breaker. It is a But some people call it a fetish. But it is
Jesus Christ.
It's this. Whatever this is, it's that. It's that for me. I
want that
desire. I think it's different from a desire, man. I think it's
you want it bad. You want it really, really bad.
I'm gonna get the word for it. I'm gonna come back. What's your follow-up question, Dub?
So my follow-up question is, if she's not that physical, she's not the what was the word? Was it
physically attractive?
Fully physical. If she's not fully physically attractive to you, do you walk away or do you treat her different?
Nah.
Okay, from experience, I think that if you're not fully, you treat a woman that you're fully attracted to differently than you treat one you're not fully attracted. I think that the behavior is going to show. It's going to show. I think that we may not want it to, but there's going to be moments where you're just like.
But you got to understand. I think we getting caught up in thinking that because it's not fully somehow that it could be 95%. That's not.
Let's get some clarity on that. Then what are we going to say that fully?
I think fully. It's fully 100%. Like she got everything, all her ducks in a row.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Do you think it's possible to be 100% fully attracted to somebody?
To me, yes, because my attraction is different than your attraction, different than Dub's attraction. So I may be 100 fully attracted to somebody that you think is, oh man, her this is off, or her eyes is too far apart or something. But I may be.
Well, you got me thinking now. I'm wondering now, asking honestly, have I ever been 100% attracted to anybody?
That's
a fair question.
That's an honest question. That is a very honest question. And I mean, in that that's so honest that you even have to think about it like in your alone time, not when what you're saying to her to make her feel good, not with the things that you overlook, not the stuff that you overlook, not saying stuff like that, but fully being completely honest with yourself, saying, okay, what I think. So saying you fully attracted to that person and saying I would not change a thing.
I believe that's what it's saying.
And that doesn't make them. That doesn't mean that we don't think that they're beautiful. That doesn't mean that we don't think they're sexy. That just means that they don't have 100% of what our picture in our mind is of that perfect. Because when we talk about fully, we have to use the word perfect. That perfect looking woman,
physically. So I'll say this: there's been women that I was 100% not. Now I thought about it. That I was 100% fully attracted to physically that I did not want to date.
Oh yeah. I definitely
because I just wanted to look at them. Yep. I heard something come out of their mouth. I saw them do something. I was like, no, I don't want to date you, but physically attracted to look at you. Great. So now that you said that, I got it. Yeah, there's been people I've been 100% fully attracted to. Let's jump on this real quick. Brandy said, "What up, Prieto? Ghetto Prieto? Wow, what is the source of your attraction to a person? Like, how has it been shaped?" I think we touched on that a few episodes ago. Like, who taught you like what was attractive, or is this something innate inside of you that says this is kind of what I want to see when I wake up in the morning or when I'm walking out in public?
So for me, I don't think that I have. I think mine is, like you said, the latter, more innate, because I've never had a type. Like I can think of the women that I've been with or the women that I've been attracted to, and you know, it's a lot of differences. There's no one that says, oh, she kind of looked like her, or she kind of is similar to her. It's all over the place. And it's going from skinny, small, tall, short, you know. So for me, I think it's more of a whatever my eyes like, they like. And some have been, some to other dudes, other homeboys of mine, that she may have been unattractive. But to me,
that's great.
Whatever. I know, right? I don't have to worry about
hands off of her. You don't like it.
So yeah. What you think?
Dub, have you ever been 100% attracted, physically attracted to anybody?
Yes. I have.
Did you date her? Did you want to date her? Did you like? Nah, you just good to look at.
Now you just now said something. You said, "Have I ever been 100% physically attracted to anybody?" Right.
Yes.
That can mean any woman, whether I'm dating her, whether I'm not dating her.
Yeah, 100%.
Of course, you see, you know what I'm saying, people all the time. You know what I'm saying, attractive people all the time. Sometimes that physically attractive person could be attractive, and then she opened up her mouth, and then just everything just dropped down. Have I dated someone that I was 100% physically attracted to? Absolutely.
So I guess the question is, would we hold? Go ahead.
Have I dated people that I wasn't fully attracted to? Absolutely.
There's a video going around. This girl on the video is saying, like, you know, like grabbing her fupa and her love handles and her titties. Like, oh man, you girls think that men care about all this stuff? Like, no, just put it on his forehead. You know, like he don't care. He don't care about all that. And my friend asked me, like, do men really care? I'm like, for the most part, me and my boys, nah, not really. It's not as big a deal as y'all think it is. Yeah, it's not. Let me say, it's not as big a deal to us as it is to some of y'all.
Mm-hmm. And then some of the things that you guys think is a big deal, y'all try to get rid of, but those are the things that we like.
Yep.
Man, where's that video? I need to put that video. I'm gonna find it.
It's we try to tell y'all, like, look, man, this looks so good. Do not get rid of that. Do not lose that. And, oh, I don't like that. Oh, this shakes in my butt and my legs. And man, if you don't stop touching shit,
right, leave it alone.
Man.
Hey, y'all want to? I'm gonna ask if y'all want to touch on this right here. Is it based on survival instincts or is it more shallow? And for me, that goes back to this documentary I watched on Netflix called The Art of Sex Appeal, and it talks about how men are innately attracted towards women with wider hips because they look like they can procreate more easily, or women whose shape, like their eyes and face, are shaped like in this perfect triangle shape. That we're supposed to actually be drawn to that kind of geometry. They said, like, is there science to attraction? What do you guys feel about that?
I'll let you take this one.
Well, I'll say this. I've never paid attention to the triangle face. You know what I'm saying? As far as the hip thing, you know what I'm saying? I do like hips. So, you know, but the triangle face thing, you know, I mean,
stop.
I like my women with a square face.
I like a round pie face. Actually, a sunshine is what.
But you know what? For me personally, I have my own little quirks. You know what I'm saying? I have my own little things that I tell you guys sometimes, and sometimes I recall just talking to you guys about certain things, and y'all just look at me like, what?
Because we're already thinking about it right now.
So I have my own little quirks, but you know.
All right, Mike, what was you gonna say, bro?
No, I was gonna say I kind of wanted to get into that previous statement, and because I answered it, but I don't think you guys really got into it about. Do you guys feel that do you guys feel like you saw something growing up or in your life that made you gravitate to a particular look, or do you feel like you said, like it was more of an innate thing, like, you know, my eyes saw it and I liked it?
Yeah, man, I got a whole video on YouTube about why I didn't date or wasn't really attracted towards brown skinned women. Yeah. And that didn't have to do with black women either, like, you know, darker Hispanic women or Indian, Ethiopian, African. And I have a whole video on there about how I couldn't find myself sexually attracted to a brown skinned woman because it reminded me of my mom and my sister. And something inside of me was like, no, that's not for sex. That's for family. That's sisterhood. That's, you know, you protect and you provide for, but you don't You don't engage sexually like that. And I remember in my 30s, in my mid 30s, I said it out loud to somebody. It's almost like, was we in Texas, Dub, when we had that conversation?
Yep.
So I was in my early 30s, and I said it, and then something snapped in my head like, that's crazy. But I had only internalized that in my conversation. And so I know that had a lot to do, I think, when it came down to all these women in front of me who I would choose. The darker hues kind of, got put at last when it came to romantic things, even though I had a lot of friends like that. But I couldn't get over that mental barrier until I actually spoke on it. And it was like, dang. Angel Gut, she's at it again. What about you, Dub?
What about me? What was the question?
Did how you grow up or what you saw growing up impact like what you found to be attractive or not?
Mm-mm.
I've seen a few words. I love them.
Man, no. Growing up, you know what I mean? As I've gotten older, my obviously from like high school and stuff like that, and right out of high school, early 20s and stuff like that, I can think about my girlfriends at the time, and everybody. It's been differences. It's been some similarities. It's definitely has been some similarities, but it's been some differences. It's been different nationalities, different races. So yeah, I mean, I know what I like. I know what I don't like.
Yeah.
Whether it's just something that's innately in me, or if it's just something that my eyes just see and be like, damn, I know what I like and what I don't like. So however that attraction comes is just, it is what it is.
But I got a question for you. This goes back to a conversation we had before about I don't want to date anybody that's settling for me, right? Like, don't settle for me. Like, I want you to be like head over heels for me. Would you date a woman who that you're not really her type, or she's told you that she's not fully physically attracted to you? Would you? But she said, I'm gonna date you. Would you still want to engage in that dating situation, even though she's not fully physically attracted to you? Maybe there's other things like that stuff doesn't matter to me. I like you, man of God. No.
Would I still date her if she told me she wasn't fully physically attracted to me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn, really?
That's not. I don't feel like I'm settling myself. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still something in her that I see in her. Whether she told me, okay, so pretty much, okay. Did you ever watch the episode of Transformation Church when he talks about how he wasn't Pastor Natalie's type?
Yeah. She wanted a Puerto Rican.
Right. So just because you may not be somebody's physical type right off the bat, don't mean that, you know what I'm saying, you guys can't grow to have whatever it is you have. And if she's my type, and if I'm looking at her like, yes, whatever, but I'm not her physically, like I'm not like 100% her physical type, but she's still doing the work with me. Yeah, why not?
All right.
That's a good point. Because at first I was going to say no. I was going to say no initially, but then he brought up that, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I just got a little bit of ego left to conquer.
Right there with you, bro. Right there with you. I mean,
cool. Bye.
I think the mind immediately goes to, well, at some point you're gonna leave me for somebody more attractive.
Yeah, that and or like, you always want for me, when I'm in a relationship, I always want to look good for whoever I'm with. And if I know that all of this I'm trying to do is for naught, because so then it's just like, oh, you look nice, honey. Do I look nice? Do I look sexy? Do I look cute? Like, I already know you're not attracted to me, so
ha.
Yeah.
I was telling one girl this one time, I was like, I know that my best quality is, I said, my personality. I know I'm not coming in looking like what the culture said. Like, I know my look ain't trending. I've used that on other people. I know for me too, my look ain't trending, but my personality is bomb. Like, you're gonna have a good time with me. Right. So I put that out there. Some of that could be insecurity, some of that could be ego. Someone could just be honestly what I feel like, is my best quality. But at the same time, we do need to address that stuff inside of ourselves, because sometimes we can create an issue. And this is away from us. This goes back to even with women. Sometimes you can have an insecurity that will create an issue inside of you that's not even an issue for the other person. And now you can't even fully enjoy each other because you're keeping them at bay over something they don't really even care about. They're not even tripping on. So
do you feel like, not saying you were doing that, but do you feel like when people say stuff like that sometimes that they're fishing for compliments?
Dub, you took the words out of my mouth, man.
When they say what?
Like, oh, I know I'm not the best looking, blah blah blah, but this and this stands out about me, and blah blah blah. Like, and like I said, I'm not saying that you were, but do you guys feel like sometimes when people say stuff like that, they're fishing for compliments, or they want you to reassure them?
Me, 100%. I just dealing with low self-esteem growing up as a kid. I always used to fish and throw the bait out there and hoping somebody would validate me and, oh no, you are such and such or whatever. Just in my adult years, my more recent adult years, I've gotten to the point to where I don't feel like I need anybody's validation, but for sure, 100%, Dub, I was definitely a fisher of compliments.
I think for me, it is possible some people, do that. And then I believe there's other people who are really trying to get you to focus on what they really love about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's not physically, okay, I know, whatever, but like, look, pay attention to this. Like, this is dope. Like, you're going to really enjoy this. And I think that sometimes, people are fishing, of course, but sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're just really helping you to see, like, we got a date tonight. Focus on this for this date, because this is definitely going to make you sign up for date number 2. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're just going to sit there and look at me and not listen to my words. You may not want to come back, but I'm funny. Watch, like, pay attention to my humor.
It'd be real funny. It'd be real funny if when that person fished for compliments, like, oh, I know I'm not the best looking, but my personality, blah blah, and that other person's response is, yeah, I'm glad you see that about yourself. You're not the best looking, but you cool.
I could receive that. especially if he wasn't trying to manipulate, like, and get him fish for a compliment. You're like, okay, cool, we on the same page. So yeah, let's focus.
No, but I'm talking about if they were trying to fish for compliments.
Okay.
If they were fishing for compliments and they just shut them down, like,
yeah,
the whole bubble got busted.
Arrow would do.
100%.
Speaking of, y'all ready for the next one? Let's do this real quick. I respect the honest person. I don't care how bad the truth hurts. Keep it real with me.
Yes.
You respect an honest person.
Yes.
Would you respect them from a distance? Would that honesty sometimes cause you to, like, push away and be like, I'm good?
They can still be close to me. I respect your honesty because I know that you're going to tell me the truth no matter what. I know no matter how hard it is, you're going to tell me the truth no matter what. And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to sit and ever wonder. I don't have to question. I don't have to nothing. You're going to tell me exactly how it is, how you feel, what you're thinking about. You're going to tell me the truth. And I really appreciate that. Let me deal with, whatever it is that you say. You know what I mean? Don't sugarcoat nothing for me. Don't try to hide certain things away because you're worried about my feelings. You're worried about how I'm going to take things. No, tell me exactly how it is and let me deal with it.
Because you touched on a great point about that last part about sparing feelings, because really, you spare my feelings by telling me the truth, because if I find out later, it's going to hurt me a lot more. My feelings are going to be a lot more crushed if I find out, you were feeling a certain way and you didn't let me know, or whatever the case may be. So just straight bullet to the head. Tell the truth.
Man,
let me look at this, man. I respect the honest person. So let me throw a little curveball in there. Is it dishonest if you just don't say nothing? Like it's like omission. I'm just not going to answer it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to bring it up. Or does honesty mean that you're going to answer regardless? Or are they dishonest if they just don't say nothing?
If you ask and that person just try to just change the subject.
Yeah.
So that's an answer in itself right there.
Is that dishonest though? Because I've been in situations with brothers, sisters, mom, dad, romantic, where I know they're not being honest with me, and they'll say enough to where they're not lying, but they'll say enough and then they'll just like, and it's fine. Is that honest still? Because you're not telling everything.
Well, I say it would really depend on the contents of the conversation. Some conversations, don't need to be drug out. Some conversations, you have a conversation with a person and they tell you what you need to know at that particular time. And I would say once again,
it's the devil's advocate for that.
Because once again, I would say it really depends on it really depends on the text of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? What you guys are talking about. When you have a conversation, not everything needs to be had at that one conversation. And it also depends on the temperature of that conversation.
Let me ask you a question. How is someone else going to determine what I need to know? When I ask a question, you don't need to know that. That part's not important.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I'm gonna
Yeah.
follow that up with. I'm gonna follow that up real quick.
Okay.
If a little kid asks you where babies come from, and they say, "How do you make a baby?" Are you gonna tell them? Depending on their age, are you gonna tell that little baby, or are you gonna tell that little kid, well, mommy has this private part, and daddy has this private part, and daddy puts this in, and they going back and forth for a while, and then he ejaculates inside of her, and are you gonna go specific in the details like that? You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? Or are you gonna hold certain things back and say, okay, you know what, this is enough right here. I can give you so much.
So that goes back to the question. So if you hold back anything, my question to you guys both is that now dishonest?
No, that's why I said. That's why I said it depends on the temperature of the conversation. It depends on what the conversation is about, or who you having the conversation with, and the temperature of the conversation, where it's going. Sometimes you can be in a conversation, and the conversation gets really intense. You know what I'm saying? And certain things at certain times, it may say, you know what, this is, maybe we need to put this conversation on pause for a later time. So
I'll go after Mike. Go ahead.
Now, so for me, I feel like if I'm asked something flat out, then if it's a person, I feel like if I'm asked something flat out by a person, it's my obligation to tell them the truth. Now, if you never asked a question and I just don't say anything about it, then no, I don't feel like that's lying. I don't feel like that's being dishonest. But if you ask me flat out, hey, X, Y, Z, then I have to tell you the truth to X, Y, Z. Now, if you don't ever ask a question, then you can't ever expect the answer.
All right, so this is my stance on it, because if that's what we serving out, then that means that's what we want served to us, right? Reaping and sowing. I'm acting in a way with you that I would want you to act with me. This has always been a sensitive topic for me, because even since I was young, people have withheld things from me, and I later find out, and then I look at them differently. Like, you didn't think I needed to know that? You know what I'm saying to you? And of course, over the years, my maturity has taught me, and I've shared this with you guys, like, I don't need to know everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I actually remove myself from a lot of conversation because I don't need to know, but I can't help but identify how much energy it does take me to not look at that person differently. And that may have nothing to do with them. It may have something to do with my own personal suspicions because of things that have happened to me in my life that I need to work through. But when I feel like stuff is being held from me intentionally and I ask, I'm like, Don, don't do it. Don't disengage. Don't distance yourself. Don't start looking at them different. Like they if you love them, trust their heart that they're doing something for your good here. But I know it's a struggle for me. That's why I asked y'all.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because you said something that kind of struck a chord. You said you didn't think that I needed to know this. What if the answer is no? I didn't think you needed to know it. In all sincerity, like it's something that I did not think you needed to know.
Then I would have to trust.
Because everybody thinks differently. Because like I said, it's been certain instances where it's been something that I knew and had information about that I shared with someone, and it out of being honest, and it was a backfire because it was oversharing. Like, why would you tell me that? Why would you even bring that to me? Why, you know what I mean? But in my mind, like, hey, I'm just trying to be honest. I'm just trying to, look out, and that's not always met with somebody like you that wants that information.
And so this goes back to how well do you really know that person? Because we can't apply this blanket approach to every person. So it helps when people really know you. Like, do I do that? Do I really need to know that? And so that's why I'm saying I'm working with. This is why I don't let everybody into my circle. This is why I don't give everybody access, because once you're in there, I am forcing myself sometimes to trust that you love me and whatever you're doing is not to harm me, because I've been harmed before by people close to me. And I'm still working through that. So when I tell you this paranoia that sometimes rises up that I'm praying about, I'm just being honest that it exists there, and it sometimes tries to come in between my romantic and non-romantic relationships, and I got to keep it in check. And so that's why I asked her about this whole deception piece. And even Brandy put it up there. She said sometimes omission can be a form of deception. Do y'all agree?
I mean, sometimes, but once again, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes certain things like that can be cliche. You know what I'm saying? And it may be something that we've seen on TV and stuff like that. Yeah, it can be true. But once again, you have to assess every situation. You know, every situation is not the same. You know what I mean? You know, when somebody asks you, okay, prime example, you say omission of guilt, or omission is a form of deception, right? Somebody asks you what you did today. They said, period. What did you do today? And you, oh, I did this, I did this, I did that. You don't go through every single thing you've done. Well, you're omitting some things.
Fair enough.
I'm saying, are you being deceiving? No, you're just not gonna give a play-by-play. Okay, I woke up at 8:32. As soon as I got up, I went and used the bathroom.
I got a friend that does that. She gives me a whole rundown. I used to be like, why are you doing that? But now I accept it as personality. It's hilarious. But you're right. Everybody doesn't do that.
So right. So to say, you know what I'm saying, omitting anything, like sometimes you forget about everything that happened. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's omission based on, you know what I'm saying, just a lack of remembrance. You know, sometimes you remember the truth until later on.
I think that the deception piece, I think that is known by the person. I think we can have our own suspicions and our paranoia on our side, but the person knows if they should say this and they don't. That's something that they got to live with. And this goes back to the beginning of the conversation. If you putting that kind of seed out there, don't be mad when that seed come back to you that way.
100%. 100%.
So I guess the thing here is try your best and with good intentions to try to be honest and truthful about every situation.
And so this is what I tell people. You don't have to tell me. This is what I call honesty. You don't have to tell me everything. But if you're not going to tell me something, tell me, hey, I don't feel comfortable telling you the rest of it. And I'm not the kind of person that's going to press like, no, you need to tell me. I'm like, I respect people who are that kind of honest, that will tell me this is all I want you to know. This is all I feel comfortable sharing with you. That's the kind of honesty I respect.
A lot of stuff I don't even want to know. Like, I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I don't want to care because, like, I don't care. I don't want to know because I don't want to think about it. Why am I going to, you know what I'm saying, plant something in my head that's going to continue to make me think about it, you know what I'm saying, in my off time, and just something that just comes to my mind when I don't want it to come to my mind.
I want to know because I want to know who's around me, because I got a lot of things that I'm trying to steward from God, and I need to know the snakes. I need to know.
Understandably.
I need to know people, and I need to know how far I can trust them. Not to necessarily get rid of them, but to know, like, yo, if a person is irresponsible with information I'm giving them, then maybe I need to keep them close to me, but on the outside of things that are really valuable. You know what I'm saying? If that person is been irresponsible with somebody that I care about, I need to know this about that person, because I don't want to expose people I care about to someone who lacks discipline in this behavior, in this place in their life. Like, if you got an uncle that has an issue with touching on little people, then you need to know that, so I don't bring him around my nieces and my nephews.
Absolutely. Well, I think every situation is unique in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say off of every situation, oh, I don't need to know. Oh, I don't need to know. I don't need to know. Yes, some stuff I definitely need to know, but certain stuff I'm just like, dude, I don't even want to know about that. You know what I'm saying? You telling me that I really don't even care. You know, to be honest, I really don't even care. But yeah, obviously, sensitive subjects and situations like that, to where you need to know. You know, sometimes I guess it could be on a need to know basis, and some stuff I just don't need to know.
Cool. Okay. All right. Y'all ready for one more before halftime?
Dang, already?
Yeah, already?
Bro.
Yeah, that hour went quick.
We snuck up on it. All right. So this is kind of 2-in-1, but I feel like it's in alignment with what we're talking about. I'm trying to figure out which one do I do, 1 or 2. Y'all want to hear my side of the story, or knowing when my voice isn't needed?
Go ahead, choose, Mike.
Knowing when my voice isn't needed. Let's do that.
Here we go. Knowing when your voice is not needed in a conversation is an important form of discernment. Knowing when your voice is not needed in a conversation is an important form of discernment. Why are you laughing, Dub?
It's funny because what I've been talking about a lot lately is not giving my unsolicited opinion. You know what I'm saying? If you don't ask me for my opinion, you probably just want me to hear, or whatever the case may be. But you know, if someone is talking to you, if somebody is talking to me, I start to think, like, as much whatever it is that they're going through or they're talking about, you know, I'll keep whatever my thoughts are in my mind. And once they, you know, say something, and I might even let them know, like, hey, you know what? I'm listening to you, but I'm not going to give you an unsolicited opinion. You know what I'm saying? I thought you didn't ask me what I thought about it or whatever. So I'm just going to say, you know what? You didn't ask me, so I'm not going to say anything.
Angela said, "I don't want unsolicited advice." That's
right,
good.
exactly. That's exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to call it advice, opinions, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. If you don't ask me, I'm not just gonna put it out there. Oh, you should do this. You know, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do.
I've been there before in the middle of a conversation, somebody sharing. I'm just sitting there like, that's the face. And you know, like sometimes you can be petty, but I like what Errol said. Just like say, hey, I heard what you said. You didn't ask for my input or my advice, so I'm just actively listening at this point. This is me, and this is just how I communicate. I know everybody don't do that, but that's what I like to do because I agree with Dub. Like sometimes you get yourself involved in something that you should not have gotten involved in. They didn't ask you to get involved in, and you can end up looking like the enemy, or they can end up taking out on you because why you siding with them? You didn't even ask me my opinion, so let me activate listening. And once you get it all off, you're like, man, you feel better. And even that can get you in trouble sometimes. You start talking about the weather, man.
I think I think that even in this piece that you have to use discernment even in your discernment, meaning
double down
meaning,
discernment.
Right. Meaning like if it's you, if it's Dub, if it's Jay, if it's somebody that I really love and care about, I don't give a shit if you ask about for my opinion or not. If it's something that I feel is gonna help you, I'm gonna tell you. If it rub you the wrong way, oh well, I'm doing this out of love. I'm doing this from a place, and you guys know me though. I can't do that with everybody. That's what I mean by using discernment. I got to know who I'm talking to. I got to know how you may take it. And some things, me and Carrie have had conversations, and me and you guys have had conversations. Maybe I've said some things and maybe like, ugh, but that was my truth. I have to operate in that, and it may rub some people that I love the wrong way, but you can always count that I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel and exactly, you know what I mean, what's on my mind, and hopefully it's received as, you know what, even though I didn't agree with it, even though I didn't ask for it, that's just Mike, and I know he just wants the best for me, and just chalk it up as that. You can either decide to listen to it and accept it, or let it go out the other ear. Either way, in my mind, as a friend, as a brother, I've done my job.
Interesting.
You ever seen that episode of Dave Chappelle when he was just like, you know, someone just when he's randomly out different places and somebody just come up to him and they just start pitching ideas for different sketch shows. That's almost like when somebody just start talking and advice about something, like, nigga, I didn't ask you. So your mind just starts wondering, you just all over the place, like, damn, this person's really talking. Maybe I should listen to a couple words in case I need to give a response.
A couple words.
Couple words. At the end, be like, oh, that was good. That's good. Yeah. I get back to you.
Yeah, remote control cars and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dynamite and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
I think for me, I'm always, when I'm out talking, I'm looking to learn, you know, and the student in me is like looking to like, man, let me pick up some nuggets along the way throughout the day. And so I don't mind, you know, I really don't mind unsolicited advice. But there is this energy that I do mind when you feel like you about to tell me what to do. Yeah. Not offer me advice or unsolicited advice or your opinion or whatnot, but you about to tell me what I need to do and what's right to do.
Yes.
And not just like, I don't mind you engaging in conversation. I've taught, and this is how you teach people. I've taught some of my friends very well. That I say, hey, do you mind if I give my opinion on this? I learned that when I was a counselor at a suicide prevention group, right? And so we encouraged everybody to share. And after they share, we told everybody, after you share, then tell the group if you want feedback or not. If you don't, we'll move on to the next person. And
Absolutely, Sheila. I 100% agree. You have to know when to shut the up. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yep.
And there we go.
Yep.
All right. Well, didn't quite take us to halftime, so we can throw another one on there if you want to. Put another.
What was the other one?
Another
this right here. I used to think that my side of the story needed to be told to keep the facts right. Now I don't care what you choose to believe.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I fell into that in the last few years. That's
agreed. Me as well.
You know what my answer to that is?
What?
Okay.
Yep, I can see that.
Okay.
My answer to that is distance, and that's something that I want to work on. I don't want. Listen, I keep telling you guys who I want to be versus who I am. I feel like distance is an emotional response. I don't want to plant those kind of seeds in my life. I want to continue to be a man of discernment and to continue to be a man of conviction and kindness. That's my big thing now. I'm trying to be divinely kind because I struggle with kindness. And so in those situations, I don't want my emotions to be leading me and guiding me. I know that I'm just like, cool, I'm out. You can't get me on text, phone calls, or DMs. That's not who I want to be.
Unless
I know
God
that's what I
you
do.
Unless
You know,
God tells you
okay,
to.
unless God tells me so. Okay.
You know the type of kind I want to be?
Why is everybody nervous? Why is everybody nervous?
I want to be the kind to tell you to shut the hell up. Yep. Kind I want to be.
I think you are that kind, Dub. You're good to go.
I need to say you've arrived, my brother.
Yeah,
you have arrived.
Done and done.
Oh, man.
Like this. Come on, come give me a hug.
Right.
Sit it right here. Sit it right there.
Keep
No, yeah, and you know what? Just tapping into that a little bit more. I think we all have stuff from our past that people try not to let go. And there was a while like that sincerely bothered me when somebody would bring up, oh, you used to yada yada yada, or he used to be yada 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 yada, and I always find myself hopping on defense. Like, nah, I don't. Well, now I'm like this. I don't do it. No, I don't give a shit. You could think I'm still doing whatever it is you want to think that I'm doing, or out being the old me. I don't care.
1,000%, 1,000%.
I don't care.
And that goes back to, like, I've learned just using my testimony, as an opportunity to, get into doors and trying to expand and do ministry and stuff. And I mean, I've heard a lot of things from people close to me and people who don't even know me. And I remember my mentor told me, he said, you can't protect your reputation. No. I said, but my reputation matters. I hear already quotes about reputation. He said, your reputation with God, not with people. So you can't protect, because their reputation is a consensus that they've come to on their own opinion and their experiences with you doesn't make it facts. My mentor told me this past week. He said that he says the difference of people telling you what happened and them telling you their experience with what happened. Oftentimes they're telling you their experience, which is their interpretation and their feelings telling you how it impacted them versus them telling you what happened. And sometimes they judge people the same way. They won't tell you who you are, tell you how they feel about who you are. That doesn't make it true. What a dub say. Your feelings ain't facts.
Right.
Feelings so ain't facts.
Because no matter how you feel, God's not going to take that into consideration and determine which door He's going to open for me or not.
True. Very true. Very true.
I feel so
freaky. That's not where you were going. I'm sorry.
Hey, that actually was what I was saying.
And I need someone to drop in my Cash App. No, Mike, This is the part you wanted to do, Mike.
No, I changed my mind. You got it.
Mike, you don't want the money?
Not when you singing that song.
Listen,
no. I know what type of money that is.
Everybody knows why you wore that deep V cut tonight. You lost weight, now your chains is baggy. You want everybody to say, listen, man, just go ahead and talk to the people.
I'm not talking to anybody. Yo, so listen, we got a Cash App, right? So what we want you guys to do is put your money in it. Thank you.
I had some people hit me up last week about how do we give donations, because everybody doesn't have Cash App. You can go to maybe this will help the podcast at Gmail. We can get you information on how to other ways to make your donations. And if you don't have monetary donations and you want to donate your services, maybe you're a business owner, you provide facials, or you do like Mike has a printing service, or you have a mobile car wash, and you want to donate that to the show that we can raffle off and give to one of our viewers, we're welcoming that as well. Maybe you help, I had this one lady, she helps with kids with a speech impediment, and offering up a few sessions for any child out there struggling with, speeching is not a real word. Maybe I need to see her, but just
I was gonna wait till after the show to tell you, but you didn't already put it out there.
I'm gonna call her.
Oh.
Am I too old? Yeah. So thank you for that. Halftime. This is what we do at halftime. We want you to go into the chat. Tell us what's been your favorite part of the show so far. What has helped so far? Throw that in the chat, or maybe you have some. I'm about to say, because ain't nobody gonna put it in there because they feel like it's unsolicited advice. Maybe you have some insight that you want to share. It's not unsolicited. We're asking. Throw it in the chat based on any of the conversations we already had, any of the topics we've already discussed. Throw your insight in the chat so that maybe someone can be helped by it, because people come back and watch these episodes and they do see the comments that you leave. And so you never know, that thing that God is sharing with you to share with us might be exactly what somebody needed to hear on the day that they watch these videos. So tag somebody to watch the second half of the show. We're about to get into it. Tell us what your favorite part of the show was so far. Fellas.
So before we get into it, I want to give a shout out and a thank you to Wendy. She just now donated some money to the show via Cash App. Wendy, appreciate it.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And to those that have that we haven't mentioned, we thank you guys too. We see it. We definitely see it. We definitely stacking up for some great things. We always tell you guys, we got things in the works, but that's not just like the building fund at church. We actually have things in that we're trying to do this year for you guys. So definitely be on the lookout.
I mean, amongst what we're already doing, man. I mean, keeping the show up every Sunday is a task in itself. If you ever done a podcast, you know the kind of work that goes into this, keep this thing up and running, to keep the ideas fresh, to keep our minds fresh, and showing up on the show ready to pour out like that takes a lot. So we thank you guys for your prayers as well.
Yeah,
all right. Dub, look like you're getting nudes sent to him.
All right. Did she get in the picture with that, or anyway?
Hold on, Mike. What Donnie?
This brother gets his teeth whitened daily. I thought it was just for your birthday. I thought you just did it for your birthday. You went back yesterday.
Wow.
Shoot me your number, bro.
Wow. I bet we had her on here as a small business owner. I bet she got her own studio now. She not only does whitening of teeth, she does the little jewels or crystals embezzlements on it. I don't know.
First, I can see you with one. The little diamond was right on the canine. Right there on the canine.
That ain't too bad. I used to want to get the gold caps on the canines when I was in Texas.
100%.
Yeah, Mike said I feel that 100%. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, yo, appreciate that. I just like being here. You guys are great. Look, if you just need a place to come hang out with some people who ain't wrapped too tight, come on over to Maybe We Need Therapy. We'll treat you right. Come on.
Bring it in.
I want to donate my services. Go to Maybe This Will Help the Podcast at Gmail. And let's
hold on. What type of services?
Hey, it don't matter. My brother.
Listen, we might solicit no.
We might be.
Okay. No, I know DJ. She's a dang, I always get it wrong. She does hair. I'll say that. She does hair.
Like waxing?
No, like braids, perms. Do people still get perms? Ultra perms? I don't know.
They perm in their eyebrow. They perm in their eyebrows now.
You know what I thought she was gonna say? He was gonna say she do.
Here we go.
I thought he was gonna say she removed women's chin hairs.
Chin?
She probably does. Honestly, all boy BS aside, she probably does.
Thank you, Miss Wright. Thank you, Miss Wright. Cosmetology. This brother,
yeah,
perms.
She'll cosmetologize your head.
Wow.
Me and Donnie both gonna go to the lady with the speech because
we gonna. Yeah. Our speaker ain't right.
My talk box.
See, she does. Oh, I told you.
He does cosmetologize. Yes. You had to go to seminary for that. Okay. It's like an exorcism. Somebody's heads. All right. Let's have a little fun real quick, and then we'll get to to something else. But here we go.
Can anyone tell me what these are? Like, they're not love handles, right? That's here. What are these handles called?
Fuck it, let's go.
The Soul Snatcher, the Baby Maker, the way to get me come home early from fishing. Motorcycle grips, oh shit handles, the hold my beer and watch this. The reason I have Disney Plus, a refrigerator full of juice boxes, and 3 kids. The crock pot, the bird's nest, the Yeti cooler, the minivan, the reason I'm gonna be late for work this morning. The Yum Yum, the Good Good, the come on baby, it's just a back massage. The candy cane, the mashed potatoes, the macaroni and cheese. And there's approximately 7,862 stuffed animals in my house. The butter, the coffee creamer, the best part of the movie. Earmuffs, water skis, the reason I chase my fiance around the house, and last but not least, ranch dressing, because they're good on everything, baby.
Absolutely. You know what? That's what I was talking about. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. How women the part. It's the goodness, and y'all want to get rid of it. Why?
That was perfect. That was so perfect. Oh man,
that's the video I told you I had to go find when Errol was talking about the other stuff. Like they make issues out of stuff that we love. That's the video I had to go find. Yes, the ranch. The reason I'm about to be late to work. He said,
"Yeah.
The reason why there's 7,000 something stuffed animals around the house."
Oh man, yeah. Next thing you know, they're gonna have surgeries on how to get that added.
Wow, not added. Wow.
and I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. If you need the motorcycle bars,
the holster, you get
the handlebars. Yep.
Wow.
Oh shit, bars. Okay. Let's get into one of Dub's favorite topics.
Let's go.
Bada bing, bada boo.
I counsel a lot of people who are disappointed and disillusioned because the person who they married or who they gave their heart to turns out to not be who they thought they were. And the truth is, in most scenarios, it's because they fell in love with their representative. Because when you date someone, you're going to always first meet their representative. They're going to put forth their best effort, their best image, their best self, which is why my philosophy is date someone for an entire 4 seasons, because you want to see how they respond to each of the 4 seasons. You want to be sober when you give your covenant to someone and not fall in love with the representative.
Before Dub gets into it, real quick, I just want to put a caveat out there that the representative is not a negative thing. Because sometimes we think that the representative is this fake ass person. No, it could be sometimes, but sometimes it's just, the person just really wants to impress. They want to put their best foot forward, and you don't get to see them on their bad days sometimes. So I don't want anybody to look at the representative as being something negative.
Why was he whispering in the video? His wife was in the other room. You better not be online calling me a representative again.
So let me ask you this, Mike. Is this her putting her best foot forward, or is this a representative?
Girl, stay rooted. I done plant my seeds, now I'm rooted. Brown skin popping, I'm rooted. You pull the hood out me, I'm rooted. Rooted, nappy head rooted. I done plant my seeds, now I'm rooted.
Is that a representative, or is that her putting her best foot forward?
That's witchcraft. Yeah, that's witchcraft. Yeah,
I feel like that's best foot forward.
Wow. That's somebody else. She's using somebody else's foot though. It's not even her foot.
Hey, whatever you got in the closet,
she didn't bought a foot to put forward.
There it is. Hey,
use your feet.
Resourceful. No, let people use what they want to use.
She got a prosthetic foot.
As long as you can continue to do it with longevity, I'm all for it. Now, if it's something that only lasts you a month or two, that's not right. Don't do that. Don't do something in the beginning that you can't continue to do.
Mm-mm.
Go ahead, Dub. We know you got a whole sermon to preach.
Just be who you are. You know what question that I ask people? I'll ask this question. What do you feel is bad about you? Because everybody can tell you, oh, what's the good parts of me? What do you think is good about yourself? Oh, I'm good at this. I'm good at this. I'm good at that. But I ask people, okay, so what are the bad things about you? Tell me the bad things about you. So I can see whatever it is that you feel like is a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like meeting nobody's representative. You know what I'm saying? Good, bad, or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a difference between somebody putting their best foot forward and a representative. You know,
how do you discern between the two? How do you identify if someone's doing one or the other?
Okay. This is the first thing that came to my mind. And I may offend somebody, I may offend some people, but I really don't care. So this is the thing.
I may offend some people. I'm sorry. I meant to offend you all.
Yeah.
But
there's a difference between having a conversation and being articulate and having a conversation and putting your white voice up. I said it. 2 tears in the bucket.
So the white voice is a representative.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What is the black voice a representative?
If you're trying to put too much on it. If you try,
you've been around some cats that try to sound like they super hood.
Right. If you and your authentic self just, you know what I'm saying, speak regular, but then when other people go, hey, you know what I'm saying, hey, nigga, hey, woo, hey, come on, man, stop doing all that, dude. That's not who you are. Chill out. You're doing too much. You way too extra. You're doing way too much. So, like I said, there's a difference between, you know, having a conversation with somebody and being articulate and use the same exact words that you would if you had your white voice, but you don't have to use a white voice.
I feel like I don't know. I just feel like you don't really know that it's a representative until you've spent an ample amount of time with the person. I don't know right off the bat. We go on the first date that this is your representative.
Hold on. Ample is a white word, bro. Need you to use a different word. Your representative is showing right now.
I think you don't know until you spend a long ass time with them. That's how I. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if I know who she is for real, unless we spend a couple hours or something like that.
God, I love this guy. It's hilarious.
Nah, but for real, I just don't know if I can pinpoint on our first date if this your representative, because what if I discount her as this been her representative and it turns out this is really who she is. Like, I've met women who are genuinely like bubbly, super happy, great personalities all the time, and I'm thinking like, you fake. That's not real. But knowing them years and years and years, you've been even this whole time. I would have discounted you if I would have just thought like, oh no, this is a representative. Let me go the other way. You know what I'm saying?
This goes back to the last post we had before halftime. When I've had people tell me they feel like that just be who you are, and like you've formulated this conclusion,
right,
that this is not who I am. And guess what? I ain't got the energy to tell you it's not. You don't like it? Bye. I don't feel like I have to try to convince, defend, or share my side of the story. We don't have to go on another date for me to prove to you that that's not who I am. If this is the conclusion, if you feel like you are so astute that you can take one date and conclude who I am totally, by all means.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not even about one date. Even if you're using 4 seasons to see somebody and, you know, you quote unquote their best foot forward versus a representative, eventually that representative is going to fall off. They're going to get tired of putting on that act. So then once the real person comes out, you like, who the fuck is this? I don't know this person.
So I'm careful to say this, because just because a person stops behaving a certain way doesn't mean that was a representative. Because we believe on the show, right, that nothing can exist without an environment for it to exist. And so I always say, if you have a complaint about your partner not doing something that they used to do, have a conversation in the mirror about what you're not doing that was contributing to them feeling comfortable enough to do that. I'm not saying it all the time, but I'm saying you have to, if you're in a relationship, you always have to look at what role might I have played in them now being different.
But see,
I want to call them a representative.
I think in this topic, we talking about apples and oranges. You know what I'm saying? Because I agree with you on that. There's certain things that is like, okay, well, you know what? I'm a different person because you brought out a different side. That's understandable. But we all like.
Okay, can we do this, bro? Can you give us an actual example of a representative you ran into so we can have like something we can dissect?
I can't think of right now. Like I said, the first thing that came to my mind was the white voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, That's the first thing that came to my mind before I could explain what I was thinking about. And people have their reasons why. They have their reasons why they do it. You know what I'm saying? Same thing when it comes to people have their reasons why they use different names when it comes to work. I mean, I get it. I understand certain things. But when it comes down to it, are you, sometimes I'll ask somebody, like, are you ashamed of how you sound? Are you ashamed of who you actually are? So you have to, present a representative because you don't feel like you're accepted who you really are? Do you feel like your look is not really accepted? Do you feel like your personality is not really accepted? Do you feel like who you are is not really accepted? So you want to be so close to these particular people that you're going to alter who you are just so you can be accepted by these people?
Throw your example in the chat. We
Yeah.
want to hear. We want to dissect something. Mike, you got an example or something to share?
No, I just think that, like, for instance, I will just stick with the white voice since that's what we're on. I feel like people adapt to their surroundings. I feel like when I'm in a meeting, I'm not going to talk like I talk to y'all. If I'm on a Zoom call with y'all, or we just shooting the shit, I'm not going to talk the same way. My vernacular is going to be different, unless they call me to help, and I guarantee you they won't ever do that again. But I'm just saying sometimes you have to adapt to your surroundings and your environment. Don't mean that I'm being fake. It just means that, okay, right, I'm right now, just like I'm not gonna wear suit. I mean, I'm not gonna wear sweats and a t-shirt to a business meeting. I'm gonna adapt to my surroundings. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna, but go ahead, E. Go ahead, E.
No, the only thing I was just going to add to that is just like there's a difference between, like, instead of saying yes, you say absolutely, right? But there's a difference between me saying someone having a conversation with me and I'm in that surrounding and someone says something to me and I say absolutely versus oh, yeah, absolutely.
So there's a difference between being flexible and being fake, and there's a difference between being authentic but really trying to, and then on the other hand trying to impress somebody.
Absolutely.
So you
there absolutely is.
I am. So help me with this, Dub, because we
pitch for me. It's the pitch for his voice for me,
and I loved it. I wish he would do it more often. So here's the thing for me, man. I'm here for the characters, bro. I love to see just how versatile you can be. I struggle sometimes with identifying what's fake and what's flexible. I struggle with that. So again, I'm asking, like, how do you discern between the two? Because I don't want to be fooled by being naive and oblivious to, representative when I see one, because I just be getting entertained by people and all their facets. But I know, like, the one thing that hit me from the video is I probably do need to spend some time. I don't know if it's going to take 4 whole seasons to see, but maybe some very important events. I heard one video where they said you need to go somewhere casual, go somewhere formal, go somewhere where you guys just chilling, like, sweatshirts and t-shirts and stuff. Get them in different environments and kind of see how they are. I mean, whole year might, that's, I don't know, that's a lot. So I'm help me, nigga.
I don't know why this came to my mind, but you was talking about the difference between, like authentic and entertaining. You like the entertainment and stuff like that. I don't know why this came to my mind. It felt like the difference for me, a visual picture of the difference between authentic and entertaining would be Jean-Claude Van Damme doing the splits versus James Brown doing the splits.
So who was faking it?
Yep, James Brown wasn't really doing the splits. He just dropped down with one leg in front and the other one was bent. Right. Get up and do my thing.
Wow. Okay. So I would need to know what an authentic split would look like to identify if someone's. Okay.
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
So listen, but the thing about it is that I put a video up on my Instagram today, and I was talking about the difference between a real man and a man that's just man flavored, right? There's a difference.
Whoa.
So, Doug,
Ladies and
like we
gentlemen,
were saying,
I apologize for man, exactly. A lot of people saying the exact same thing.
flavored.
So in the video, we're talking about how a kid wants orange juice and you give them, orange flavored water and say, what's the difference? The difference is that it doesn't have the nutrients, doesn't have the vitamin C, the stuff that's going to give you, the expected outcome, because it's not orange juice, it's orange flavored water. The same thing we talk about, like when you deal with someone who may look like a man and dress like a man, but lack the maturity, lack the commitment. Listen to my representative, okay? That may lack the commitment to a bigger divine vision. And I think sometimes this all goes back to this conversation. I would really need to know what the authentic looks like in order to qualify it as a representative. It goes back to what Mike said earlier. I would need to have the answer to know that you're faking it, because that's what I'm holding it up to. But what if I'm only holding a representation in my mind of what I've seen so far and I haven't seen it done like that, and I'm calling that fake because I've never seen it done that way? So I'm gonna say that's a representative when that really is just a bad interpretation of something I've never seen before.
Absolutely, but I'm still trying to get over man flavored. I understand what you're saying.
God, that's terrible.
If you want me to leave the show now, just put a thumbs up in the comment and I will go without a fight. I will not fight you. Try again next Sunday. Maybe we need therapy. Really? You did that. Right. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm going to stay on the show. You Negroes. God. All right, man. Who want to pick the next video?
Go ahead, Doug.
Man, because he probably... Oh,
just said woman flavored, but it's okay. Some things you got to just live with. But I ain't got to tell my side of the story. Believe what you want. You want to taste me?
All right, let me see.
You know what the videos are?
Hey,
wow.
Absolutely.
Okay. This one from your favorite boy.
A makeout session doesn't always have to lead to full-on doing it, and here are 2 reasons why kisses should just remain kisses sometimes. First, it creates really fun tension. It's good to tease your partner a bit and leave them wanting more. Allow it to build over time so that when you're ready to go all the way, there's a lot of fire and passion built up that makes things really steamy. Second, more importantly, it creates a feeling of safety, especially for women, but also for everyone else. If you kiss your partner and it's received as a demand, requirement, or expectation that it's time to do it, that really doesn't leave them a lot of choice, right? And you're coming off as really entitled, like, I'm the one that's in the mood, so we're going to do it right now, which is sometimes hot, but it's not that hot when it's every single time. And after a while, giving a kiss might cause your sweetie to feel like they don't have agency over their own body, and its main purpose is for your pleasure. So slow down and normalize making out without it leading to anything more. A makeout session doesn't always have to lead to full-on doing it, and here are 2 reasons why kisses should...
That applies to everybody but Islanders. Every time you kiss an Islander, it's the whole book. We about to read this whole story.
Wild. That's wild that you say that. Because that is fact, bro.
Somebody was thinking the exact same thing I was thinking.
Not we doing it. It was straight up we doing it. Oh man, listen. I don't care where we are.
Oh man.
All right. So this was a struggle for me. So in one of my relationships, right, I was practicing abstinence. And so she loved to kiss. And I was like, listen, we can't be kissing aggressively like this. And I can't. And because of where I know I'm trying not to go. This is not good for me. And so I try to get myself in the understanding of every kiss doesn't have to lead towards that. It was an aggressive learning curve that doesn't apply to Islanders.
Yeah, you gotta know yourself and know your limits.
Making out versus a regular kiss. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
You gotta know your limits and know how far you can go before it's like, all right, let's go to the room. You know what I mean? I think
you gotta go there for.
I got a kid. I don't know
you gotta
what
learn
type
one
of
day.
Not
how'd you get here? You the best person to tell him.
Let me show you.
Okay.
This nigga, yeah, exactly.
Y'all are killing me tonight, man.
Maybe this will help, Dub. Maybe this will help.
No, it's not. It's not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Okay.
So yeah, you just got to know your boundaries, know how far you can go.
So what do y'all think about the part where we talked about like it can at some point like make your partner feel like they don't have what do you say, agency over their own body, because it's like
100%.
We're kissing, so we're about to do it.
Okay, so didn't you tell me when we was doing it, it was mine?
I don't know. Are you asking Donnie? Because I know you're not asking me.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Don't sing to me, nigga.
I'm just saying.
Jamie, every time.
Let me.
So it really, I think it's just like she said. You know what I'm saying? Making out versus, you know what I mean? Just a regular kid.
I like this right here. It's coming from our YouTube channel. She said, "I'm a kisser, so limit the length, and I may consider us not doing it. So don't kiss me for you got 5 seconds of tongue action. Listen, until I believe you serious."
People know what they're doing. People know exactly what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? The type of kisses that they give you. You know what I'm saying? You wanna start the engine
in the corner of the mouth right here. That's
you wanna let the rocket. You know what I'm saying?
You bite my lip for? We ain't going
over here. And then you just gonna leave me stuck in this. It definitely is a tease.
What is wrong with y'all?
What's wrong with the little tease? What's wrong with a little tease?
What's wrong with little did?
Hey,
the Dub said that's just like saying, "Let me stick the tip in."
Right.
Yep. Anyway,
Dub, you're not picking no more videos tonight. Mike, you got the next video, bro?
Yeah, sir.
I know. I have $5 on which one you gonna pick.
Oh wow! All right. Let's see here.
But keep the excitement. You don't want to know exactly what's gonna happen every time. Might be something different.
She can excite me in some other ways. She can surprise me in a whole bunch of other different ways.
With a sandwich.
Man,
all
after
right. Here we go.
Stop smothering and controlling your mate. Stop smothering and controlling your mate. And here's why. A little space and a little distance are actually good things in a long-term relationship. Reason number one is it allows your mate to continue to have a sense of identity. Your mate was a whole person before they met you. They had friends and they had a whole identity. And guess what? Letting them have a little bit of space allows them to have that identity and have that space without you around. Oh, and miss me with that whole, I'm the same person around my mate as I am around my friends. Lies. Stop lying. Stop. Just stop. Stop lying, because you are not. You don't say the same things. You don't talk the same way. You don't do the same things. You don't discuss the same topics. Stop it. Number two, it breaks the routine and allows your mate a little bit of time to miss you, and that's low-key sexy. Number three, it shows that you trust them, and if you only trust them when they're up under you, you might want to just throw the whole relationship away.
So what I say to this is, that depends on the people in the relationship. Some people can sit up under each other all day, every day, and be great and have no issues, no problems with it at all. That's them. That's what they love to do. That's what they enjoy doing. Some people can't do that. I think for me, a healthy balance is key for me. You know what I mean? Go ahead, D.
I would say this, just to your point. I agree with you. I think that everybody's line of smothering might be in different locations.
Yeah.
Like at this now I'm going to the restroom. Okay, I'm going to the restroom.
Yeah,
it's too much. It's too much. You want to take a bath while I'm taking a dump? Like, it's too much. I'm saying that's for some people. For me, I'm cool with that. I don't have no problem with that. I'm just saying, but everybody's line is at a different space.
So now I'm gonna add something to it. No, this is real talk.
Sometimes you listen to him and you just assume like he's like got a brown paper bag in his hand and a cigarette hanging outside of his mouth. Just the way he presented stuff.
Some people's time, like you can spend a lot of time with one person and it's not smothering, and you can spend that same amount of time with somebody else.
Wow.
So it depends on the person that you're spending that time with, because
that's good.
You know, depending on the person that you're spending time with and how you feel when you're with that person, you know what I mean? And that can make a huge difference 100%. Based on, you know what I'm saying, if it's smothering or if it's just, I'm just enjoying who, you know what I'm saying, who you are and the time that I'm spending with you.
Okay, so I like that part, because if you look at what smothering is, like smothering starts to make me feel like I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Some people, you ever had somebody in your life where they just be all on top of you. You want to breathe them. I'm gonna breathe you in. Like I love the energy that we create so much. Like, give me you. I don't need my breath, right? But then there's other people, it's like, okay, we not there. So get off me.
This bitch.
Yep. Yeah.
You overplaying your position right now. Like, that ain't us. we not there yet.
Yeah.
I like this.
Go ahead.
That person does make a difference. Connection versus chemistry. I feel like that when it's that chemistry, even though people say chemistry is a liar, but when there is that chemistry there, I think that my line of smothering is moved a lot further back, because that chemistry is like magical. Is divine in nature. But what were you about to say, Mike?
No, nothing.
No, and nothing. Have you fellas ever been told that you were smothering someone?
No. I'm probably not showing enough attention. I've heard that.
Right. I was about to say it was the opposite. Yeah, I think it's been the opposite a lot with me, because I like my space. I like my space to just. I like my space just like how we played last episode. I like my space to just do nothing.
Yeah.
I need high quantities of nothing.
And you can. And what's crazy about that is you can miss a person, and you're still enjoying your nothing, and still miss that person. I think a lot of times people think that because I say, "Oh, I just want to spend some alone time," that means that I don't want to be with you. Like, they take it personal. It ain't always personal. It's about me. Sometimes I got to do things for me, and this is what I need. I'm gonna miss you. I may want to be with you, but I'm enjoying what I'm doing by myself. You know what I mean?
I think like for me, just I guess a pattern wise, like when I'm dating someone, like we spend a lot of time. Like, I remember one of my exes, like we saw each other probably 6 days out of every week, sometimes 7. You know what I'm saying? And we talked multiple times throughout the day, and it wasn't something that was pressed in the beginning and fell off. It was a consistent thing, and that's been like a pattern with me. And I've never been told that I was smothering. But I think that when it comes down to who I choose, I think I've always chosen with some form of chemistry being present.
Yeah.
And I think that we both kind of, I think with everybody I've chosen, I think is mutual across the board, that there's been an intoxication that would always be present when we're with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even with that, as much as I like my alone time, I like when I can have that with that person, or have a different form of it that I'm not used to, but I had to be open, you know what I'm saying? To there's be that nothing time. Yeah. Pause. That nothing time brings something into my life. And I never wanted to get stuck in the space of thinking that only when I'm doing nothing can I have this feeling. And then when I got, exposed to somebody else can give me that same feeling that I get when I'm doing nothing, that made that moment and that person even more magical for me.
I'm gonna flip it to the other side, because I've been on this side too. And what we got? Oh, brother, you could come back. I didn't say I'm gonna flip you to the other side. Relax, man. Golly, Jesus Christ, this brother left immediately. Got the smoker laugh and everything.
I'm gonna take a pause break from y'all.
These niggas is wild tonight. Golly.
This is what I need in my life, man. Oh God, if you ain't laughed till you cried this week, you ain't alive. Go ahead, bro. Dub, where you at?
Come back, please. This is what I was going to say though. On the other side of that coin is because I used to do this. You accuse people. You have to be careful accusing people because you want to go out and do the wrong thing. So now I'm going to accuse you of smothering me because what I really want to do is I just don't want you around.
Ooh.
So now I'm going to say you're smothering because I'm tired of you and I just don't want you around. So it's you just got to be careful how you label certain things because you don't want to be with the person anymore because you're just tired of that person. That ain't them being smothering. That's you. That's your issue that you need to communicate to that person.
And if they take that to heart and decide to create a whole new pattern of behavior around you because you told them once that you were smothering them, and you can't get them back to that engagement because you use the word smothering to manipulate them to let you go out for that night. And now you wonder why we're not the same no more because that one time you told me that I was smothering you and I never wanted to do that again. Man, my pastor did a sermon 2 or 3 weeks ago about the secret life of words. And sometimes we use words to get a specific outcome we want, but we don't recognize those words are going to do a lot more than we thought they would. So we have to be intentional about the words that we choose. Just because you want somebody to leave you alone, don't choose the word that you just know will make them leave you alone. Choose the one you mean. Because that word that you might choose that make them leave you alone might come with some other consequences that you don't want.
Very true. Very true.
Okay. I was just thinking about that. Because I've had situations where I told, I was dating somebody and I just said, look, man, just go out with your friends sometimes. It doesn't always have to be you being around me. Go out with your friends so you can have a good time with them. You know what I'm saying? Those are your friends before we got into this. Continue. Go hang out with your friends. Let me hang out with my friends. We don't always have to be together. Give me time to miss you and live your life as like you were before we got together in the sense of still being able to have a good time with your friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I can have a good time with you and your friends sometimes too, but I don't always have to be there. Have some time where you away from me, where you miss me, where we miss each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I appreciate you wanting me around all the time, but sometimes I just don't want to be around. Sometimes I want you to go with your friends. I want to be able to go with my friends, and you know what I'm saying? We'd be cool.
And go ahead, D.
I was just singing a Biggie song. Go ahead.
Wow. What's also tricky about that is when you do have this relationship like Donnie spoke of about always wanting to be around this person, spending time every single day, all day, talking on the phone, FaceTiming, and then it's the day, and then it's the day where you just want to be alone and you've broken the routine. So now her antennas are on 1,000 because all of a sudden you don't want to hang out today. And now they've got this preconceived notion of either I've done something wrong or what is he out there doing or does he not, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It has to be some sort of maturity in either type of relationship, whether it's you spend time all the time or you don't really like to spend time a lot. It has to be some sort of maturity to know that your partner is not going to be the same every single day, every day of the year. You know what I mean? You have to give him or her space to say, okay, today I feel like spending time with you. Well, we may spend time together every day this month, but next month I may, you know what I mean? Let me just get some time to myself, and you got to be okay with that and not take it to heart and not take it so personal.
I like this right here. Amber said, just express your needs and allow opportunity for them to honor you. I think that is that's a good, like, just rule of thumb for any situation. You guys know, being in my circle, I love to have open, honest communication, but there's a certain way that I like it. And so I try to invite people into that. And sometimes they don't want it, but you do your due diligence by expressing what it is you need. And speaking of that, my last therapy session, that's what my therapist said. He said, you need to start asking for what you want more. because I don't really ask for what I want. I accept what I'm given, and if I don't like it, I distance myself. But I have to start. He said, "You'd be surprised what people will do and what they're capable of if you would just ask a certain way, not like suggest, but like make a honest ask." And that's why I like this. Just like you never know what you're gonna get out of a person if you don't share how you really feel about this person being up under you all the time. It's just gonna get deeper and deeper into a pattern, and at some point, your emotions are going to override your behavior, and it's going to be bad. So express and have a conversation in that moment. Like, oh, I'm feeling like maybe, but this is why we practice communication so that it comes off a certain way. We're able to speak to people and express a thought with clarity versus just like, this is how I talk. So, whatever, just understand it. This is why we learn how to communicate so that we don't damage relationships we really care about.
I love a woman. I love a woman like this.
What? My relationship improved.
I was just about to put that in.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, she said, wait. As you can see, Nadia, we don't have maturity here on this show. Yep. So that is it's where you're at today. Man, it's been documented. Keep that in the archive.
She knew it once she put it up there. The moment you realize you messed up.
Jesus.
That's funny.
All right, who got the next video? Oh, okay. No, who got the next video?
It's on you, bro.
How about? So this is like a big change of topic, but I want to talk about this. We got 15 minutes left in the show. Let's talk about this for a second.
Like Sam Smith gets to sing a great song about stay with me. Mm-hmm. That goes straight to power rotation on a mainstream radio station. If I sing that same song, stay with me, limited bandwidth. Because our violence isn't the threat. Our love is. Mm. Our family separated, it's fine, it's perfect. The man staying with his family and raising his kids and pouring into his woman, that's the threat. Mm. You must be a preacher. That's Dale. I feel like that's amen. Praise God. Holy Spirit just hit me. And that's what R&B stands for, and that's why R&B takes such a back seat, because we're not promoting the aesthetic that continues to perpetuate the stereotype. You guys are killers. You guys are animals. You guys are savages. That's when you're at your best. So that's what we're going to reward. Those are the guys who get the $100 million deals. Those are the guys who fill up the arenas and stadiums and talk that shit. We love when you talk that shit. Love? We're cool. We're cool.
Of course.
That was good stuff, though. That was good.
Makes you think, right?
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
This goes back to a few episodes ago when we talked about it briefly about not taking advice from men who don't respect women, and we kind of talked about how in the culture, like it is perpetuated. What's pushed is the degrading and the disrespect, men and women, both sides of it, And how is it that the stuff that, like, you ever go into like an independent artist like cafe or a showing or their album release, and you hear like, man, why this stuff is not getting play? And I had to sit with that for a minute when he said our violence is not the threat, love is. To see us united, like, but again, at the end of the day, it's our responsibility to find the music that pours into our soul. And I can't tell you last time I listened to the regular radio because I wanted to take control back over. I want to take more control over my ear gates when I'm in the car. So I choose what I want to listen to. And that's why my mind is, and the way I think about certain situations is, and it's just like with everybody, based on what you pour into you the most. That's actually where your behavior is coming from, because it's only can be repeated so many times before it becomes a belief. And once it becomes a belief, it becomes a behavior. Y'all want to hear it again?
Yeah, we can run it one more time.
Dub got it. Dub will do it for
Easy work. Easy work.
Like Sam Smith gets to sing a great song about stay with me. That goes straight to power rotation on a mainstream radio station. If I sing that same song, stay with me, limited bandwidth. Because our violence isn't the threat. Our love is. Our family separated. It's fine. It's perfect. The man staying with his family and raising his kids and pouring into his woman. That's the threat.
You're about to be a preacher.
That's
Dale. I feel that's amen. Praise God. Holy Spirit just hit me.
And that's what R&B stands for, and that's why R&B takes such a back seat, because we're not promoting the aesthetic that continues to perpetuate the stereotype. You guys are killers. You guys are animals. You guys are savages. That's when you're at your best. So that's what we're going to reward. Those are the guys who get the $100 million deals. Those are the guys who fill up the arenas and stadiums and talk that shit. We love when you talk that shit. Love? We're cool. We're cool.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Go ahead, Doug. Go ahead, Doug. I feel like he wanted to hit the high note.
He just wants to sing.
I feel like he was going to hit the high note.
Don't you ever double fist your mic again while you're on this show. God.
Touche. Touche. Bye.
Why I gotta be on here with the two most disrespectful? What we got here? Somebody with some sense say something. Had a talk with my homegirl and said, women artists, as long as it's music that resonate to the pain, we can relate. Once the artist hits a happy point, the plays drop. I.e. Keisha Cole versus India Arie. Wow.
Wow.
It says every girl is hurt or a city girl. Man, what we got from Sarah D? What up, Sarah D? Love what he's representing. It's so sad that it's become a threat. It's so rare. Zena, his wife, is a blessing, great woman, and blessed to have a man like Tank. We need more of that for sure.
Hey,
don't do it, Dub. Don't do it.
When you heard the A, I
know before the A. I've been around this brother long enough to know his body language. When he revving up for something, what?
I'm just trying to figure out if I should start the podcast all the time with "Stay with me."
That's gonna be on the commercial. Gotta be.
Look, you got people. They want the foolishness.
Yeah.
All day long. All day long.
Fellas, this has been a good show, man. This has been a good show. Should we try to put one more video on there, or we done?
We got time.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it then.
That should be the foundational thing for knowing if somebody is the one for you, is if they're fully committed to you. If somebody's not fully committed to you, they're not the one. They don't even have to have it all together, but if they're 100% committed to you, then you can work through those things. I always say that if you're a teacher and you want to know if somebody wants to get a good grade in your class, what's the one thing they have to do to show you that?
Show up.
Show up to class. They can tell you all day how much they want to get a good grade in your class, but the one way that they can show you that they want a good grade in your class is by showing up to class. Then if they're showing up, taking notes, and they're trying and they're failing, then you can still work with them and you're motivated to work with them because you're like, they're committed. It's just some things that they need help with. A lot of people are out here chasing people who aren't even willing to come to your class, trying to get them to come to class. Like, why? Stop chasing people. If they don't want to show up to your class, stop chasing them to try to get them to show up to your class. I can exit a lot of people listening to tell you the person that you talk to is not the one because they're not fully.
We can't hear you, bro.
I thought it was me for a second.
I said, no, I understand what he's saying. I just want to devil's advocate it though, because a lot of times we've seen the teacher or had the teacher who knew that you were a good student, knew that you weren't coming to class, but knew that you were a good student, and you know they saw the goodness in you, and they knew that if you would just come to class, you know, you'd be a great student. And I think that plays into the role of falling for the potential. You know what I mean? That I've definitely done before, and that when you start falling for potential, that's when, you know what I mean, you're going down a slippery slope. Because I'm not gonna say it always ends bad, but in my situation I've been in, it's ended terribly.
Listen, man, my mentor told me a while ago, it don't matter who is showing up, what they do when they get there.
Yeah.
Just because I've been, like he told me, like, man, you've had people, I've been in your life, I've been here all this time. Like, maybe you're the reason why I'm in this position I'm in. Maybe I need you to not show up anymore. I think it's more about like what he told Smokey, man. You're not applying yourself, Smokey. Don't continue to show up and take up space. Show up, yeah, but apply yourself.
Yeah, do something.
That's the evidence right there. What are you doing when you get here? And I have to decide how many times am I going to, I know I'm going to continue to forgive you, but how many times am I going to let you continue to not meet the mark before I have to demote you and move you to a different area of access?
Yep.
Because I got things that I need to be doing. Like, go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say, because if you hear and you taking up space, you're just a seat filler. If you're not doing that, it's like the people that they hire for these award shows to sit in these seats and be seat fillers. That's what you are. You serve no purpose.
And then when a real person get here, I'm gonna need you to stand up and leave. I need you to move out the way.
Yeah.
But I'd rather just not have a seat filler, because they might misread that. Like, oh, you take it.
I want to know what does it mean? I mean, because I can't agree or disagree with what he's saying. What does it mean to be fully committed? He's saying, you know, fully committed to a person, If a person is not fully committed to you, you know what I'm saying?
It sounds like he's saying if they show up, that's full commitment, which I disagree with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
So what does full commitment look like then? Why don't we dive into that since we got some time?
I figure, in my personal opinion, full commitment looks like marriage.
What did it look like before then?
It wasn't full commitment. You know what I mean? Because when you make a fully attractive marriage, and I'm not saying that people in marriages are 100% committed, because we see infidelity in marriage every day, all day. But I'm talking about when you make that commitment before God. You know what I mean? That's when, to me, that's your full commitment. I'm saying, look, not only am I committing to you, but I'm committing this whole relationship to God before God.
Are you okay? So let me downplay this a little bit. What does it look like when someone's fully committed to dating you?
Go ahead, girl.
Nah,
I was gonna say something, but I refrained.
Sorry, scratching his belly when he get nervous. I don't want to do it.
Wow. Nah, so I think in dating, you know, full commitment looks like the conversation. Hey, I want to date you exclusively and only you, and then she's on the same page with that. And then the actions behind it, as opposed to just the words.
How do you? Okay, let me rephrase it then. How do you know when you're fully committed to something? Let's stop looking at other people. And how do I know I'm fully committed to something? What am I doing?
Giving my time, my attention, and my effort, lots of it. Because and prioritizing that person. To me, that priority piece plays a big role in relationships that I'm in. Because if I don't prioritize you, then for me, I'm probably not that interested as I should be.
All right, I got my answer. Here's a full commitment. Committed to what? I can only be committed to an agreement that I've made or a promise I've made.
Mm-hmm.
So unless we've come to some agreement or understanding, there's no way for you to grade my commitment.
Yeah.
Like, but commitment is based on the expectation. The expectation is based on a word that I said or a word that I gave or a promise I made. So that's why you're verifying, like, yo, you're not fully committed. How do you know that? Because you're not doing what you said you would do. Fully committed means I got both feet in. Both feet in what? Both feet in what I said I was going to do.
Yep.
How are you fully committed in a marriage? When you are keeping the vows that no one forced you to say.
Yep. 100%.
That's how I know I'm fully committed. When I'm doing what I said I was going to do, even when I'm tempted to not do it, and I'm still doing it, that's how I know I'm committed.
Yep.
I was basically going to say pretty much the same thing what Donnie just now said, because commitment to each person is different. You know, you can't just say you're committed if you're fully committed if you do this, you're fully committed if you do that. Same thing when this guy tries to say about, you know, going to class, showing up every day. Like sometimes, you know, it may not be that you show up every day like that. Just going to class means your full commitment. Sometimes it's like you giving more commitment when you're doing the work at home, because you really have the space to really spread things out and really focus on whatever it is that you're doing. So I feel like, you know, like full commitment, it varies with each interaction with each person. Just like you said, depending on what we're committing to. You know what I'm saying? Hey, am I going to be fully committed to be an asshole to you? Am I going to be fully committed to be, you know what I'm saying, a wonderful guy? Am I going to be fully committed to go on all your adventures? What am I committing myself to?
Yeah. I feel like that's the verification. When I'm tempted to do otherwise, but I stick to what I said I was going to do, that's how I know I'm committed.
Right. Without your own expectations of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't sit and have a conversation about this. Okay, yes, I'm committing to this. Yes, you're committing to this. Without us having that conversation, but you already conjured something in your mind and you have expectations, and then you say, oh, well, you're not honoring the commitment. What commitment? That's something that you expected me to do.
So this goes back to when I was in Africa. Remember that video I showed you, bro? When I was in Africa, and we're talking about. I was in Africa doing a speaking engagement about the book Before the I Do that I wrote, and I said, "Is there a newly married or engaged couple in the audience?" Right? And somebody raised their hand. I called them to the front, and I said, "You know, do your little vows, your little thing, tell each other you love each other like that." And so he proposed to her, like, you know, like he did. He told her I loved you and stuff. And I said, "All right, now I want you to ask him, what do you mean when you say you love me?" Because when you tell somebody you love them, inherently, most people feel like that's a commitment to do a certain thing, but that thing is vague unless you get specific. And so the essence of it was that, can I really be committed to a person, or do I actually commit to my commitment?
Yeah.
So I think is you commit to your word.
Whatever your commitment was you made, that you commit to your commitment. Because if you're committed to the person, sometimes you're only committing to that person if they're showing up a certain way. When they don't show up like that, then you feel like I got room to be flexible with my commitment.
Right.
Let me ask you this. In that vein, if people committed more to their commitment than to the person, do you think there'll be less divorce?
I don't know. I do feel like there'll be less marriages.
That's good.
See, that's a twofold part, because you can commit to your commitment, but if the person that you're committing to the commitment to, if they're mistreating you,
yep,
how much are you going to hang on to that commitment?
Then you need to put that in your commitment, foresight that into your commitment. People say till death, for better or worse, sickness and poor. Don't say that if you don't mean it.
Right.
If you don't want to be, you know, unfortunately, say, I don't, you know, you put your hands on me, I'm leaving. Say that.
Mm-hmm.
That's real talk. That's real talk. Let me throw this one in here too, real quick before we leave. Because I know we're talking about romantic relationships, but is there such thing as commitment in brotherhoods like ours, or circles like other people have, friendships? And what does that type of commitment look like?
Again, I feel like it needs to be expressed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be expressed. I think that a lot of times we take for granted and we don't express. We express expectations, but we don't express commitments. And I think that we've had vague conversations around, look, this is what I'm gonna do as long as this happens. You guys know there's a topic right now that you guys know that I just won't engage in, because I told you, unless this happens, I'm not engaging. And that hasn't happened, which is why I won't engage, because I'm committed to that, what I said. Yeah. And I think that what happens is that when are we going to be taught that your commitment needs to be expressed to the person for your sake and for their sake? You know where I got this from? I got this from the Bible. God says, I'm faithful even when you're unfaithful. And I read that one time and it recognized that was a commitment he made to himself concerning us. So whatever we do, he's going to remain faithful. So I learned that, like, yo, let me express what you can expect from me, because this is my commitment. Don't expect anything more from me than what I committed to doing here. But even in my commitment, I'm operating from foresight to say, yo, if this happens or that happens, these are contingency plans. If this doesn't happen, this is where you can forget about me.
Yeah. That's good, man.
All right.
And on that note,
good talk.
Good talk, man. Maybe this will help. Sing the song, Dub.
Hey,
sound different when I do it.
You know.
Oh, here we go.
Maybe it'll help when I just say, "Hey, don't leave, girl. Just stay with me." You know, sometimes I just want you to
stop. I want you to shut
and make my damn sandwich.
Yeah, and make my sandwich. Sheeta, don't you get on here. No, we're not about to have a concert.
All gas. He is all gas.
Jeez, yes. All right. Shoot. Okay, so here's what we do at the end of every show, ladies and gentlemen. We hope that this helped. Maybe this triggers something for you and you just want to have some more conversation about it. We like to give a resource at the end of every show. It's called the Access Line, the 24-hour mental health hotline. The number is 1-800-854-7771. 1-800-854-7771. You can get connected to a therapist, counselor, or support group. And again, remember, this is not just about people with trauma. This is about people who may want to develop a new skill set. Maybe your communication needs help. Maybe your perspective on relationship needs help. Whatever it is, maybe you want to talk to somebody who's struggling with some mental issues and you don't want to make it worse. So what's the best way to approach them? Call 1-800-854-7771, and it can get you connected to the resources or the training that you need. Tonight, I feel like, me and the fellas, we had some aha moments, and maybe you did in the audience. There's nothing wrong with self-development. There's nothing wrong with putting yourself in an environment where you can learn how to acquire new skills to protect the things you say that you love. If communication isn't your weak point, don't just settle and say, that's just who I am. This is how I talk. Find new ways. Sometimes it's just a lack of exposure. And I think sometimes that's our insecurities at work. It's going to be, it might be a struggle to learn a new way of communicating or a new perspective on life, or to let go of some past hurt so you can see things a little more clearly. But I'll tell you this, God reserved a specific life for you of abundance, of peace, joy, and love. And if we never touch it or experience it, we can't blame nobody else. He has it for us, and he's willing to give us all the resources we need. But sometimes we just got to pull the trigger. Sometimes we got to pick up that phone. Sometimes, it's that conversation, it's that prayer we need to have, or that meditation, or that counseling session, that we need to have, that will break open and break us free from everything that's holding us back from experiencing that life that God has reserved for us right here. Fellas, y'all got anything y'all want to add?
No, sir. Good.
Hey, man, Aisha, I will be using that 800 number. Most deaf.
Mm-hmm.
All right. One more time, bro.
Stay with me.
Yo, I feel like you really tried on that one.
Yeah, that last one. Listen, that last one. The last one was the one.
Say it in Spanish.
The motorcycle messed me up. That was a motorcycle outside.
I was about to say, Jesus.
Welcome along.
Or call 1-800-Jesus. Don't call from your phone though.
That's not gonna work.
That bill is gonna be It is the vocals. All right, which one of you good fellas is praying us out tonight?
Go ahead, Mike.
All right.
See how I just switch it off on him?
Hey man, it's all good. Listen, I need
to
practice.
Off.
He definitely said off. I'm not rolling with that one.
Right?
Looking for something that's not even there. That's not even there. All right, Father, I thank you for bringing us together again today, Lord. Thank you for allowing us to have a great show, Lord, and hopefully we reach someone tonight, Lord, with some insight from the things that we had to share, as well as reached each other with our insight, Lord. I thank you for your angels that are surrounding us throughout the week, this week, Lord, keeping us safe, keeping our families and loved ones safe, Lord. I thank you for healing, for anybody out there that's in need of any healing, any ailments that they're going through. Then they think that, they just have to live with it, Lord. I thank you that you'll show them your healing and divine power, Lord. Again, Satan, we serve you notice that you have no right to take over our bodies, our minds, anything that we have to do this week, whether it be work or school or with our kids, Lord. We just thank you for peace and clarity this week, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen to that. Good brother. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you guys so much. Until we see you guys next week, we out.
2 Chainz.